Good day, everyone. So, this is another discussion in the subject, the teaching and the assessment of literature studies. So, we are now in the competency 3, which is discussing a survey of renowned authors. So, please take note that this is just an overview and a very short discussion regarding the topic. So, let us first discuss or elaborate some of the quotations that pertains to our topic. So, the historian records, but the novelist creates. That is according to E.M. Forster. So, another quotation is that writers and artists know that ethereal moment when just one fleeting something, a chill, an echo, the click of a lamp, a question ignites the flame of entire work that blazes suddenly into consciousness, according to Nadine C. Kills. So these quotes help us realize the impact of authors and their works. So their creativity inspire us to get the most out from what is written in the pages of their books. So their works can arouse our curiosity and awareness towards issues which can be discussed plainly in normal discourse. So that is why it is the duty for us English teachers to get to know such amazing authors which we could tap in teaching literature to our learners. So once we get to know the authors and their works, we can become more confident in attaining the intended outcomes in our English classes. So to start our discussion, of different authors and their literary work. So let us summarize the competencies and text types, literatures of the grade levels through this table or matrix. In grade 7, we have the literature during Philippine pre-colonial period, and a grade 8 Afro-Asian literature, that is the African literature, and grade 9 the Anglo-American literature, the Anglo-American lyric poetry, songs, poems, sermons, or allegories, and grade 10 is the world literature, which is the world literature on personal conflicts. So, and etc. In senior high, we have the 21st century literature and the creative nonfiction. So, please, English majors, so I want you to familiarize yourselves with the competencies of in teaching the literature. So, with this, we will try to list authors, their texts, and some of their characteristics which could be of help when identifying text in the grade levels and quarters. So, for example, here we have the category, the representative authors and representative text and the characteristics. So, when we go back here in a grade 7, we have the literature during Philippine pre-colonial period. That is why on our matrix, we discuss first the pre-colonial and then the authors and the text and the characteristics of the pre-colonial. And then we proceed to the period of apprenticeship and so on up to the Mindanao, the Afro-African literature down to American poetry, from English prose to Oceania, and then that's all for today's discussion. So I want you to uh, be familiar with the competencies and on how to create this such matrix, and at the same time the category, the representative authors, the representative text, and the characteristics. So to sum it up, um, the nature and significance of teaching literature to your English learners, and also it talks about the branches and genres of literature relevant to literary study and rundown of renowned authors appropriate for literary study to learners. So please again be familiarized uh, yourselves with these figures or tables. So for your performance activity, Answer the following questions. This is consists of 60 points. Put your answer in the comment section below by following the format, your name, your block or cluster, and your answer. So I am so sorry I wasn't be able to edit anymore the deadline. So the deadline of submission of performance activity is on September 11, 2023, 8 o'clock p.m. So the deadline of submission is on September 11, 2023. So number one is it possible to study all authors of a particular group of literature, and why do you think so? Second one is, what were your considerations when selecting the authors and texts for a particular competency? So what should be your reminders when selecting text in your literature classes? So for your face-to-face activity, so as a means to advocate for different literature forms, genres, authors, and texts, create a catchy infographic which will include a set of suggestions or tips for teachers, so avid readers, and language learners on selecting appropriate books and literary pieces for learning. Remember that an infographic must be easy to read, visually appealing yet very informative, and good luck. Attach is the grading rubric for you to be guided on this task. So this is the rubric. So the criteria is a message clarity, the graphics, relevance, and the visual, design and layout, details, and mechanics. So you will put your infographics into a long coupon band. Please print it in a long coupon band. And that's all for today's discussion. So I hope you learned something. So again, this is just this is not an overview, but this is the major lesson in under the competency 3 that talks about the authors. I just want you to become familiarized on the competencies and with the categories, with the authors and the text and the definition and description and etc. So again, if you have any questions, you can chat it in our group chat. So thank you very much and see you on our next discussion. So again, the schedule of the quiz will be announced on our official group chat. God bless everyone.